Labor leader Anthony Albanese will try and draw a line in the sand and look to the future after a damning review is released in the party's election loss, or has been released.
Live now to our political reporter Trudy McIntosh. Trudy, what can we expect from Mr Albanese today? What is he likely to say at the press club?
Well, Laura, this is Anthony Albanese's first address to the National Press Club since becoming leader, and the focus obviously on that scathing report we saw yesterday into why Labor lost the election. But it's also expected that Mr Albanese wants to really draw a line in the sand here and start to cast forward as to how Labor can be more competitive going forward. In terms of the findings of this report yesterday, I'll take you through a few of them. It outlined that Shorten's unpopularity contributed to the loss, that there was no persuasive election strategy and no simple policy narrative, and that also the anti-coal, anti-Adani rhetoric really hurt the party, particularly in Queensland. In terms of the way forward, they provided a series of recommendations, including ditching the top end of town rhetoric. We've already seen Anthony Albanese do some of that, retaining the core party values, fewer and more coherent policies, and broadening the base to include more support, particularly amongst Chinese Australians, they mentioned in particular. Last night we heard from the former Shadow Treasurer Chris Bowen. He was the architect of many of the controversial policies, including that franking credits plan. He's defended the need to take a bold agenda to the voters.
To me, the message of the 2019 election for Labor is not that we need to go to the people with a smaller or less ambitious agenda. It's that we need to go to the people with a message that better connects with their concerns and their hopes for themselves and our country.
Australia's got irrepressive optimism, and I don't think they understand that. And that's what I thought they spoke down to. And whether it was in regional Australia or metropolitan suburbs and all these other places. But it seems like the report is 60 excuses as to why it wasn't their policies. It was their policies.
As for Bill Shorten, he says he wants to stick around in politics for at least the next 20 years, and even the authors of the report, Jay Weatherill in particular, asked whether Mr Shorten is unelectable. They don't want to utter that word, Laura. Pete.
Trudy, thank you. And Sky News will bring you full live coverage of Anthony Albanese's press club address in response to that review. That's at 12:30 Eastern Daylight Time.